Welcome to the Hypto Crypto Currency Report. I'm David Hunt, and some parts of this is not advice. This is pertaining to the ICOs and non-Bitcoin products. This is licensed advice according to Bitcoin futures. This is general advice only by a desk trading proprietary limited, i.e. me, David Hunt, a corporate authorized representative of AR 289519 of Alpha Securities and AFSL to 330757, and this is general advice and does not constitute financial product advice. And you can read this disclaimer and warning faster than I can. So what we have here is very much a market that is going in the final stages of a move. We have seen Bitcoin get into the zone where we could expect it to really it's starting to get a little bit tired. We are seeing a lot of the other currencies start to take over. We're moving into Christmas, and there's been a large range of movement upwards in terms of prices for a lot of these cryptocurrencies. The boom is on, the general public is in, and it's probably time to think about banking some cash. Bitcoin, we've seen a push to new highs, and one moment, if you'll bear with me while I'll get I have to pick up my recording, the transcription for the subscribers. 1 second. Okay. So what we are noticing here is in Bitcoin, is that we saw an ABC correction. Been forecasting that it would have one more push up. Right now we are seeing increasing prices that haven't breached the old top on today, the recent trading. It's been a tight little range. Fourth wave, but the volume is showing us that the buyers are running out of puff on this, particularly on Bitcoin new line. This is not an area to commit new purchases in Bitcoin unless it takes out probably about 18,000, and then it will fast run towards 20,000 new line. If you are purchasing to get some yield, and that yield and pick up, you probably want to buy down around about the 15,000 area to 14,000. And if you are getting a good yield, it doesn't even matter where you buy it. Almost some of the returns you get from the miners, it kind of doesn't matter. But if you're trading it, this is not a place to commit to new funds. Bitcoin Cash, new line. Apologies, the computer system seems to be very slow at the moment. Might try and speed it up with a better internet connection. How's my sound? Let me know. Okay, we're not having luck any on the load up on this one. Just see if we can get through. Data charts coming out somewhere here. This is Cash, and Bitcoin Cash has been wavering. Bitcoin Cash has way been not as good as Bitcoin itself. We are seeing this getting a little bit of strength, but otherwise it really isn't Bitcoin, and it's really not even Litecoin, which we'll talk about later. Every so often these people come out and try and manipulate something, but it's not working. BTG USD, new line. Bitcoin Gold. We are seeing a reasonable rally, but it needs to really clear through 290 and probably $300 to be any decent. And if you are long, have a stop loss at $220. Don't expect a lot out of this, but probably a break above 290 or $300 sees it towards $360 or $400 new line. HUSD new line. This has continued its beautiful breakout. And volume is good, and Dash is off to the races. I've been mining a little bit of Dash. And I must say, mining is a very tedious process when you do it yourself, or at least, anyway, I'm interested in Dash for the reason that I'm mining. And at the moment, it's kind of nearing the end of its low to 1,000, but at that area, you'll find natural resistance and probably a pullback down to about 800. EOS USD, new line. Now, I didn't buy much of this, but I'm sure glad I did. The volume has been exceptional, so I think I'll be taking profit. At the moment, $4 is probably the best stop loss that you can have. And the best target around about $6.18. It's this is something I'm thinking. I'm getting a lot of questions like this, ahve. I'm thinking of doing a 4-hour session on a webinar, I think. ETH USD new line. There's actually a software that I'm using that that does these things. So they're a little bit hard and they're a little bit more esoteric. Now, I own some Ethereum, and I had an order to sell at a ridiculously high level that I put in a long time ago, and it got filled yesterday, and I'm a little bit upset that it got filled because it was 720 Australian dollars, which I'm sure more than new line. So we might now think about 650 US dollars for Ethereum. And this is a sign when the second string are running that the larger ones are a little bit in trouble, new line. So the best stop loss in Ethereum would probably be around about $520, new line. IoT USD. What we are seeing here is a typical fourth wave triangle, and it should push higher. At the moment, it probably has a little bit more time up its sleeve, but a close above $5 would suggest a movement towards $6 and $7.20, new line. Below $3.50, new line. LTC USD Litecoin. Now I own some of this, not enough, but I didn't have a silly order to sell it at really extreme levels, and I'm glad, because my silly order would have probably been at $200 and I would have missed out on an extra $112 new line. Now, why this is going up so strongly compared to the rest should be fairly obvious when you've spent a bit of time in the crypto space. New line. The real reason for this is the fact that the Bitcoin network is now slowing down a lot, and transaction fees are very high. For an alternative, faster, cheaper payment system than Bitcoin, Bitcoin being the store of value now. So Litecoin and Dash have been benefiting from this. I'm still a little bit less inclined to be excited about Ethereum in the longer run, because they can supply as much as they like of Ethereum and going on. So Litecoin, I have to say, the way it's moving is probably thinking about $900, maybe. The stop loss, if long, should really be at $175 to keep yourself out of. Neo USD. This is just dull, and it's just working. I get much more interested should it break above $44. Very interesting, above $44 with a stop loss below $35. Otherwise, it smells quite like Ripple. Power ledger. Of other alternative cryptos to Bitcoin, it's had a good day-ish, but it still does not prove its worth. XRP USD, Ripple. XRP USD, Ripple. And Ripple has proven its worth. I am holding some of these, and I haven't really liked it all that much, but it has managed to cross through that 28 and gone to 35 cents. So I think I'm a bit more. Now, I have been thinking of selling that around about 55 US cents, sorry, Australian cents, and that would be the area to take some profit. If you are long, have a stop loss at 28 cents. And in terms of US cents, 38 cents makes sense to take some profit. Is good, so you don't have to be in a big hurry. ZEC USD. Now, just a word before I go on with this. These are exciting and speculative, but Bitcoin is the mothership, and I must say that I'm going to keep my core Bitcoin holdings quite some time. And I can't see any point in selling my Bitcoin holdings because they are the motherlode new line. In terms of Zcash, we can see that it's backed off a little bit. A pullback down to 340 would be good. I seem to remember a high back at $440, which is what I do remember. I thought it was $400. Stop loss at $370 if long, new line. No, sorry, wrong. Dollars. So what I'm expecting is probably energy to come into the system over the next week or so, and then we'll start to see of larger degree in Bitcoin while people are celebrating their wins. The markets will start. And if you're looking to do some investing positions, it kind of almost doesn't matter that where you buy it, because the trend is up in some ways. Unless it will probably be over Christmas that it cracks. So in terms of timing, it may be New Year, actually. We have a lot of energy hitting the system from next Monday, early January. So just revising that statement. Okay, thank you for the Hypto cryptocurrency report. I'll now move to the currencies. ahve has asked me about Litecoin. Is there a chance to buy dips? And the answer is basically, thank you for your question. In terms of dips to buy are down to $240 if you get them. and the stop loss is at $175. And I'll be on back on commodities. You can see in terms of Aussie dollar cash, there is also a pullback happening in Bitcoin. So for Bitcoin, we would still expect some weakness until, and then some strength into early January. While people are on holidays and enjoying themselves, I think they will take a stick to it and will get up back. Okay, that's it. The cryptos. Let's go and have a look at the other ones.